We are in the people business. Now, some people hear that, my competitors, other realtors, and they go, yeah, of course, that's right. But they don't actually get it. They don't actually understand it to their core. I remember I had a 4th grade teacher, wonderful woman, and she used to have a sign over the door that said, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. And I'm sitting there as a 4th grader, all hyperactive with my pencil, and I'm reading it. And she would occasionally point it out to me throughout the year. But I distinctly remember the first day I was sitting there reading it. And she would say, Anthony, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And it had an impact on me. And when I run the company, I am always thinking about what is in it for them. How do they feel? How does that person feel? That person. How are they seeing it from where they're sitting? That's a term I use quite often. Because what most leaders do, many leaders, is they look at things through a lens of, well, what's in it for me? What's in it for the company? I use a different lens, a lens that doesn't exist for most leaders. It's a lens of, how can I make this very good for them first? And then I step back, I go backwards and I say, can we afford to do it? Right? Can we actually implement this? Can we actually make it happen? Is it sustainable? Can we make it stick? Can we afford the cost that will go into it? And I think that that's a big differentiator with how we run things. And when people ask me those questions, how do you do it, and how this and how that, and I think that's really the basis of where it comes from, is how you are treating the others, how you're caring for others. Caring's another big part of it. I've talked in other videos about my grandparents. They were 2 of the most caring people I ever knew, and they very much instilled that in me. Taking care of those around you, taking care of the people that are in your family, the people you work with, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, she's making pies for new neighbors, all these things when I was a kid. Deliver this across the street. I'm like, what? I'm 7. I got to bring this across the street. I don't even know these new neighbors, right? But that happened to me very young, and now I look back and I'm like, well, I'm lucky. I'm lucky I was exposed to that, because now I have the same attitude. And when you do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, it's amazing what happens. We started back in those days with genuinely taking care of people, helping people when they're having problems, helping people if they're having a personal problem, a work problem, a misunderstanding, you name it, a divorce, a death in the family, whatever it may be. And now as the years have gone on, it's normal in our company. We all do that. And I'm not just the only one doing that, because it's been passed on to the executive team, passed on to managers, passed on to other levels of the company. That's why when we develop things, new initiatives and all these things, and heck, we've talked about them in prior videos, services and support and all these things, we're always doing them from a place of helping others. Can we help them? Will it make their life better? When I get out of bed in the morning, my number one focus, what I want from the bottom of my heart, is to make everyone's life around me better. Because I know if I improve the lives of all the realtors in our company, all the staff in our company, all the managers in our company, a high tide raises all boats. So if we improve all their lives, what happens? The company gets better, my life gets better, but it starts with the others first. When someone feels taken care of, they do the same thing in return. It's the law of reciprocity. But when you're the leader, you've got to do it first. And a lot of leaders miss that. When you are hiring people, most leaders view it from the eyes of, well, they got to prove themselves to me. Okay, that's fair with respect to their work product, with respect to their ability. But you have to prove yourself to them as a leader. And that takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. We've hired people over the years. Heck, I remember we hired someone a couple of years ago that said, I don't want incentive, I just want my salary. And I remember asking you, what is with people? And you said, Anthony, you don't understand. My prior job, they promised the world with bonuses, and every time the end of the quarter came around, they found a way not to bonus me. You explained it to me, and of course I'd heard it before, but I distinctly remember that conversation that you and I had, and to me that's unfathomable. Because to me, you should structure compensation and structure an atmosphere so that everyone gets a piece of the upside. I've talked about in videos before how all our staff members have some type of incentive. Every single one of them. It's not just salary. There's some type of incentive. That's important because my goal as the leader is to put everyone in the same boat. If we're all in the same boat, rowing the boat in the same direction, we're going to get there way faster than me as the leader over here, or me and maybe some of the leaders like you know, some fancy boat over here and everybody else is in a canoe. That doesn't work. You need to be in the same boat, rowing in the same direction, and then the organization grows faster, the culture is better, the atmosphere is better, and it works clearly substantially better. And that's something that we're committed to doing and committed to doing for the long haul. And to elaborate, when I talk about the need to see a clear path, I always talk about that. And that's because people want to know what their upside is. No one wants to stay, very few people want to stay in the exact same job doing the exact same thing with the exact same boss forever. You know, no one wants to live under someone else's thumb long term. And that's one of the struggles that I think that, you know, I see in this business is some people go about it with a mindset of, well, they're just going to work for me and they're going to be this type of agent and work with this type of clients and it's going to be perfect. And when they're doing it, they're really thinking about them. They're doing it through a lens that is about them. And what you need to do is think about, how do I make this person feel and see that they're not living under a thumb? Because no one wants to do that. People want their own freedoms. They want to grow their own business, particularly when we talk about realtors. I mean, they're salespeople. They have some business entrepreneurial spirit, but they're salespeople. So you can't expect someone to work under you and do exactly your way and for 30 years. And then when people leave their companies or leave their teams or whatever, they get mad. They take it personal. We were friends. Friendship only goes so far. Loyalty only goes so far. Loyalty is something that has to be earned, like we talked about. Trust is something that has to be earned. And if people don't clearly see the path for themselves, they'll make a change. They won't stay. And that's one of the reasons that our retention is high, both on the staff side and on the agent side, because we're working as hard as we can. We're not perfect, but we're working as hard as we can every day to make it very clear to people what their upside is, how they can grow, how they can make more money, how they can improve their life. And if anyone is in the company and they're watching this and they don't see that and they don't feel it, tell me. I'd like to talk to you because I hope everybody feels like that. There's someone in the company who absolutely made my weekend or week back in the summer because they went away with their family down to Florida and texted me. They know I'm up early. Texted me and a couple other leaders at around 4:45 in the morning and said, I just want you all to know that I'm sitting out here looking out and I'm thinking about how I hesitated to take this job and hesitated to join the company, and I'm thinking about how now my life is better than ever. Now I make more money than ever. My life as a whole is better than ever. We have more freedom. We can go on vacation. I read that and there's nothing that could have been said to me that morning that would have topped that. It made my day because that's what we want. I want every single person in every position in the company to have a better life with us because I know if they have a better life, the company's going to get better and I'm going to have a better life too. But it starts with them first. Trust also comes from our people, particularly our realtors, knowing that we're not competing with them. They know that. And here I am, this end of 2021, I haven't sold a home in 10 years. And they know I'm not interested in it, but they also know our entire leadership team, they're not selling homes either. We're referring them to our realtors, and that's automatic and systematic. We have an employee referral program where the employee is compensated. They get a referral. They even get referrals if there's past business. The realtors have accepted that. The employees have accepted that because we want to create an atmosphere where that employee is compensated. We want to incentivize them, give them a piece, as I'm talking about, give them a part so that they're incentivized to bring sales into the company. And the realtors are okay with that because they want that too. So there's a mutual trust between what is really, I guess I shouldn't say three parties, I'll say three groups. We're three groups but on the same boat. You have realtors, you have staff, and we have, and I guess I shouldn't say you have, we have leadership team. Those three working together, rowing the boat in the same direction, makes tremendous things happen. And now what we've created is like a monster, except it's a good monster. Because of how we care for people and because of all the things that we do, now it's happening on its own throughout the company, from staff to realtors, realtors to staff, managers to agents, agents to staff, back and forth. It's like this big circle. Everyone's trying to help each other. Everyone's supporting one another. Everyone is doing everything they can to care for one another, be there for one another, and it's a wonderful thing to see. And we're not going to rest with the way that we treat people. We're not going to stop treating people the right way because, first of all, I wouldn't even know how to at all. I mean, it's very necessary to treat people the way you'd want to be treated. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Straight from Mrs. Damasio in 4th grade.